Well, if you thought buying a new car was a financial faux pas, think again. The tide may well be turning on the economics of buying new. With me now, the woman who's been crunching the numbers, Amanda Morrall.
Hi, Jeanette.
Lovely to see you. I know in the past, you know, people often thought that buying a new car was crazy because of the depreciation. You drove off the lot and you literally lost half of it right there and then. Why has it changed?
I know it was a cardinal sin. Never buy new. You always used to hear. But now, because of various economic circumstances and new environmental regulations and whatnot, the cheaper end of the market is starting to go. The value of a new car is actually much better than what it used to be in the past, and there's various reasons behind that. Now, I spoke with the motoring editor at the Press, who is a wizard in all these things, and he explained to me that because of the higher regulations or tighter standards in the emissions, all those cheap Japanese imports are starting to dry up, and that's had the effect of making the value, increasing the value of a new car, which is actually quite a lot more affordable than it used to be. So that depreciation isn't so sharp as it once was. The cars are a bit cheaper, the new cars. When you factor in other considerations like the warranty you're going to be getting on a new car, so your car's guaranteed for 3 years.
For 3 years, 100,000
that kind of thing. And also safety and efficiency standards have improved like in a quantum leap. I guess the cycle of a car is about 4 to 5 years. So if you're looking at those considerations, which more discerning buyers are now, and you're factoring them into your decision, you're just going to get better bang for your buck, really, than a used car.
And has there actually been a spike?
There has. In the last Statistics Canada report, new car sales went up by 25% year-on-year in April.
Wow,
but again,
that's a lot.
That was huge. Now, again, I went back to the motoring editor, and he kind of cast some perspective on that. Apparently, a lot of those sales were commercial-related, and because of the economic downturn, a lot of
fleets and things.
they were deferring their purchasing decisions. So that number it wasn't all mom and pa's rushing to get new cars with their payout from the red zone buyouts necessarily, although there might have been a few in there. So that kind of drove it up, but it actually makes more sense than ever before to buy new, which is interesting.
So if Ma and Pa were rushing out to get a new car, what sort of price would they be paying? Well, obviously depending on the make and model.
It is interesting in life. I mean, across the whole range of cars, the value is really good. And I'm not recommending anybody buy Jag, but at one time, apparently, they were $118,000. Now you can get one for $90,000, and they're apparently one of the safest.
90 lunch
just
money.
90, I know, and that end of the market's gone crazy too, because a lot of those people have been recession-proofed, so they're going to town with new cars. But you can get good value for $20,000, mid-20s for a pretty good car these days, and that'll really hold its value, so it's not dropping. You're going to get good safety efficiency out of it. But what I would suggest is you figure out the running costs of what that car is going to cost you, and the AA insurance or rather the New Zealand Automobile Association is brilliant for that. You can actually go on and they have cost calculators.
Okay, so what do you do? You put input?
They've done the work for you, so I think you have to be a member to access that information, but they've got all their new recent database, which is coming on the next week or so. So they've sampled a basket of cars, and they've factored in registration, warranty of fitness, servicing, what you're going to pay for fuel, and they've all broken it down for you so you can figure out what you can expect to pay.
So how does that help you once you've figured all that out? How does that help you when you take that information to buy a new car?
Oh, well, you just want to factor that in about how much it's going to cost you going forward, because
is it going to be a gas guzzler or
exactly. And I've got a Honda Jazz, which is one of the most fuel efficient cars in the market. The reason I got it is it's cheap as chips to run. And I went from paying $400 a month in fuel down to $140. So I'm pretty pleased with that savings.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Do you know what? I filled up the other day using one of those supermarket receipt things. It was a 35 center, so it was a killer. It saved me $19.
And I'm glad you raised that, because those are brilliant. I always lose my dockets, but recently I got, and this is a new thing, an AA smart card. Now, not many people know about these, but this will also give you a discount between 4 and 6 cents right now, I think, at BP on every time you fill up.
It's worth doing.
You can also get accumulating points, so if you're shopping at various retailers, you accumulate those points, save them up, and then you can get like a free fill. And the last 6 months since they rolled out that card, there's been $14 million in combined savings for those individuals who are taking advantage of that. So, you know, look for the deals where you can get them.
Are you suggesting that people borrow to buy a new car?
No, you know, I personally don't like to borrow for anything, but I'm a bit of a cheapskate that way. But if you are going to borrow, think hard about your options there, because you're gonna, you know, it's not cheap to go through a financing option through the cars. You're looking at about 12%. So another option that you might want to explore is borrowing against your mortgage. This is going to be cheaper for you on the interest rate.
Yes.
Again, you want to, you know, you might think that's a great opportunity to just kind of slowly chunk away whatever you're going to pay on the car. But if you can, you know, stretch out those payments, or not stretch them out, but bump them up to as much as you can, pay down that debt as fast fast as can, then you're going to actually, you know, get, you know, better money.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Good advice.